Welcome everyone. Adam the Woo here as the recording of this. Yes, September is gone and it is now October. To be more technical, October 1st, 2025, Wednesday, October 1st. The day I'm going to put up my Halloween decorations, at least the ones I currently have. I'm not sure if I will add more. I don't even know if I'm going to have room for the ones I've already purchased throughout the year and have in my storage unit. So I'm going to clear the storage unit out of Halloween decor and put it in front of the homestead. Standing here on the backside, not of water, well, I guess technically of water because there's water here, like a sprinkler system, and there's also water here, which always, this section here always reminds me of the film Frankenstein, when he like tosses the little girl in the water there. That scene in particular, Universal Monsters classic, but also the backside of 7-Eleven where I procured a piping hot caffeinated beverage. It is October, everyone. And I am excited to put up my decor. Let's see how it goes, and I'm inviting you, yes you, that's warm, to join me, wearing an appropriate shirt. Halloween 3.0, I've been calling it Halloween 3.0 because August was my Halloween 1.0. You had Midsummer Scream, you had the announcements of Not Scary Farm with the nightmares revealed, and then September was all the Halloween, early Halloween haunts at the theme parks out in SoCal, you know, HHN, Scary Farm, Six Flags, etc. And now it's time for Central Florida. Spooky season is here. October 1st, everyone. Join me. Oh, it's here. Shall you? Good thing is I don't have to go to any stores today. I don't have to go out and purchase anything. Today is just going to be going to the storage shed and going to and from my house to the storage shed, back and forth, multiple times, commuting in the car with Big the Foot along for the ride. It's almost a little spooky in here. Taking the cart down the hallway. I should have some motion sensors to turn the lights on, but if you get to some of these other sections and you just shift this way, kind of expect Michael Myers to be coming at you, right? It begins. It begins. Everything in here is Halloween except for the one Christmas blow mold. Still got to get Christmas stuff, but yes, you have rested well in here, my horrifying friends. And now it's time to depart the storage unit and make your way into my yard. Cart by cart, one by one. I'm probably going to need 3 or 4 cartloads. Well, maybe 4 or 5 cartloads, but oh yeah. It's kind of been nice having all this stuff in the storage though, not having it in my garage. Kind of just separates the spookiness from my regular house. So I like the idea of the storage shed. And I got to get some Christmas stuff. Christmas stuff will be coming up at some point. Maybe not this year, but maybe some this year. Who knows? All right, grabbing my second cart now to my vehicle. I think I'm going to be able to get 2 carts to fill up my car. Couldn't go full cart on the second cart because of my automobile's getting a little loaded up, but I think I should be able to get it down to 2 car rides from the storage unit to my house. So probably a total of 4 carts, 2 carts per carload, 2 car rides down, which is actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be. This isn't going to be too bad. All right, toss it out of the vehicle. I don't have it in any sort of organized fashion yet, but just show it here. So some of the stuff's still in boxes, some of the stuff's still tagged up. Got to put my welcome mat out right there. Some of the stuff I had forgotten I even had purchased a couple months ago, like the skeleton wheelbarrow. And I do have, so I got these because I have some pillars on my balcony that I want to put skeleton head and creepy pumpkin heads. And I think I'll have one extra because I have 4 pillars that I could put these up. So I'm going to put those up there first, and I'd like to kind of get this stuff scattered around the yard before I go back and pick up the second load to bring it back over here. Yeah, I forgot I had this many skeletons. Came out of this tote right here. I had a couple skeletons out of the tote, but 5 skeletons fit inside that one little tote. It wasn't even that big of a tote either. They confine themselves pretty good. They compress themselves down really well. Hello again, skeletons. Back over to the storage unit. Kind of excited to break open the bursting out of the ground skeleton. Got all the different things. A couple of new items I didn't have last year. Actually, a lot more stuff I didn't have last year. And a lot of my headpieces, the headstones I should say, are a lot more durable than last year. I had kind of some styrofoamy stuff that kept blowing over in the wind and really doesn't stand the elements very well. Where these, the ones I purchased earlier this year that I haven't put out yet, are a lot more durable and sturdy and probably won't blow over and decompose as quickly and fall apart. So I don't think I'm going to go with styrofoam anymore. I'm going to go with hard plastic or rubber or whatever this is. It's probably rubber. All right. As it turns out, I'm probably not going to get all of it in 2 carloads. Probably going to have to leave the mannequin, come back and get that. Actually, both the items that are still standing in here, well, the skeleton's sitting, you're going to have to go. These I can fit in the second batch of the car. But currently, Michael Myers and the very large skeleton, and this is obviously going to wait till December. Then I'll add more in December. Take down the Halloween, put up the Christmas stuff, but I have to purchase more of that at a later time. Big skeleton staying until round 3 of carload. And got this here, got the outfit of Michael Myers on the mannequin. But he is going to transform before the end of the evening to Frankenstein's monster. A little Frankie action. But right now, this is kind of creepy. He's just like staring at me. Michael, I'm going to leave you in the dark. Michael, hold on, let me pull this out. But I'll be back, as far as you know, here in just a little bit to get you both. You're staying over there. Christmas decor. Worked out pretty good while I was going to get the second batch. Had everything up on the porch. And mowers came through. Mowed the yard. Good to go. It couldn't have worked out any better to put the stuff out today. On the first day of October. They are kind of tough to see them, but I have the 4 skulls up there. Nestled upon the knobs. The top banisters on the balcony. See right there? They're almost like looming down and staring at the neighborhood. This is going to be good. All right, time to start dispersing this stuff around. It's time. It's time. The skeleton groundbreaker. Got the instructions here. Find the place and set this bad boy up. There's his torso. There's his hands. There's his noggin. I probably could have picked a better time to put this stuff out instead of middle of the day. It's 86 degrees, probably early morning and then, or maybe later in the evening around dusk. I guess the same could be said of the person that's weed eating my neighbor's yard too. Coming along nicely so far, adding some pumpkins in, adding some spooky little ghosts. A lot of Haunted Mansion nods. Rest in peace, Cousin Hewitt. We all know you didn't do it. This is obviously a work in progress, but I've already got way more out now than I did last year, and I still haven't even started putting the skeletons from last year out yet. Now this did not come with the skull in there, but I took the skull off of a tinier skeleton I had. I think it really works out pretty good having that in there like that. I like that a lot. It really needed something in the face area. There you go, another mansion reference. Here lies good old Fred. Great big rock fell on his head. Haven't decided if I'm going to put these up, the fencing up or not. Might not need it with everything that I got out so far. But I put the hands kind of coming up out of this grave. Speaking of mansion, here's Leota. Right there. I returned. I almost did the pirate voice from yesterday. I've returned, guys. Sorry. Still in pirate mode from yesterday's not so scary Halloween party. You're coming with me. You're coming with me. You're staying here another month or two. Took about 10 minutes to put together the wheelbarrow, skeleton wheelbarrow. Not really sure what I'm going to do with it. I might have one of the other skeletons pushing the skeleton wheelbarrow. A little quicker to put this together than it was the bursting out of the ground skeleton, but both took, I don't know, 10 minutes or less. Let's call 15 minutes or less. Not too bad. Not really sure why I got this, but it's a skeleton wheelbarrow made out of a torso of a skeleton. Woo! It's starting to rain. Started off with a sprinkle. I decided to put the gates up. Now it's come down a little. I'm not done putting everything up yet, but I might have to camp out underneath the porch for a minute till this passes over, hopefully. Oh yeah, it's coming down. Hold on, spider. Hold on tight. Also, going to put a couple skeletons up here on this, and this is probably where I'm going to put Frankenstein also. I don't know, I might put Frankenstein up on the... I might put on the ground level, I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. During that downpour, gave me the opportunity to work on Frankenstein on the porch. Frankie has now joined the party. A couple skeletons up here, looking downward. The yard. And then got another spider right there. So you got a spider there. It has just been nonstop raining for a couple hours. And then this spider just hanging on. I also have these little plush bats out of the elements. I always like these. I got a couple of those left over from last year. Just swooping around the porch. And another one there as well. I might change this light out. I need a different color light. But the Banshee, I'm happy to say, is back. The Banshee. Right here dangling in front of the door. The Banshee. This is at dusk, if you want to call it that. Probably going to head and grab a bite to eat. Maybe go by Publix. Or maybe go somewhere else, but I'll come back at night and show it under the shroud of nightfall. Yeah, I think it's a little bit of a step up from last year. So I got the little female bust here, the weeping lady, if you will. She's kind of like almost looks like she's, I don't know, like a dripping face of sorts. And you got this skeleton here waving. I might add more, but this is step one of my 2025 decor. Placed a little ghost right there. I placed the crow right here underneath the armpit of the ground bursting skeleton, which is pretty cool. And I got the cherub there. Got the banshee dangling, got Frankie guarding the premises. Really happy with this, to be honest. I like the little skull in there. That worked out so good. So good. I was kind of thinking, what am I going to put in there? And then I had a little teeny skeleton I didn't utilize this time. So I went ahead and got that. And then you got the pair right up there looking down. One of them's giving a little wave, the other one's not waving. Then you got another spider crawling up. I like the spider look. And then you got the tippy top up there, the skulls. There's 4 of them. A couple right there. You got a couple more over there, kind of behind the tree. Yeah, it rained for a good solid amount of time. Like the little blow molds. And then I opted to put the big pumpkin inside the skeleton wheelbarrow. Worked out pretty good. Another crow right here. Put the Mickey ears on the big fella. Right down there. There you go. For starters, I think that's pretty good for first day of October. You know, I always thought the front of my place kind of resembles Haunted Mansion in a roundabout way. So it just makes sense to put the cemetery in the yard. Haunted Mansion. There it is in all its glory. Probably going to work on getting some sort of lighting at some point, maybe to just kind of illuminate. I don't know if I'll go with any kind of fogs or fog, I should say, or animatronics or inflatables. Just kind of like going with keeping it basic, but also keeping it fun and light. And now at night, the lighting through here changes a little bit, so it kind of gives like a different kind of aura. So a little bit later, I'll show it at dark. I like the big skeleton bursting out of the ground is awesome. And I had considered getting one of the 12 or the 16-foot Home Depot skeletons. But I don't know if I'm going to do that or not, but I think I got room if I did decide to do that. Got plenty of room. I have a lot of stuff, but there's still room. Spooky. Very spooky. October's here. I'm still getting rained on. Not raining as heavy, but it's still sprinkling. This shirt is soaking wet with rain and or sweat. I think out of everything in the yard, the most noticeable at first impression is the skeleton bursting out of the ground. And these, ooh, I just got rain in my eye. All right, go get some food. I worked up an appetite putting all this stuff out. Worked up quite an appetite. You look like you could use just some meat on your bones there. Sounds like the skies have cleared up just a little bit. Of course, after I get done putting everything out, then it stops raining. And it's not as hot as it was. It was honestly kind of scorching a little bit earlier. Feels great out now. It feels really good. Coolness after a October storm, October 1st storm. Oh, that's a sunset. Also check out the Mickey Power Pole. I pop in Publix, get a bite to eat. Traffic's kind of backed up over there, but how beautiful does that sunset look? Right? Got the clouds above there. Love me some Publix. Got a bite to eat. Head back to the house. And call it a night. That's gonna do it for today. Halloween decorations are up. Start of October. Countdown is on till All Hallows Eve. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is